Welcome to the Michigan Golfer Show. Join us each week as we explore the people, the places, and the events that shape our great game.
Hi, I'm Jenny McCafferty with Michigan Golfer, and we're at Bay Meadows Golf Course near Traverse City with none other than Dr. Gary Wiren wearing his Go Blue tie. How are you doing?
Absolutely, and this is not just an accident, you know. Yes, I did. I found my Traverse City wife at the University of Michigan while I was getting a master's degree in coaching football for Bump Elliott. And, of course, that would be a reason for having a Michigan tie. I got a master's there, but more important, I got my wife.
That is important. I think the official name might have been sports science or something.
Yes, that's correct. That is good.
And you went on and got a doctorate at University of Oregon.
Yes, after I left Ann Arbor, I went back to South Dakota as an athletic director at a small church college, football coach, because I'd coached football there at Michigan, and also 2 national championship Pop Warner teams way early in my career. And we were there a couple years, and then I got an opportunity to get a PhD at either Berkeley or Eugene, Oregon at the university, and I'm glad I chose Eugene, Oregon.
It's a gorgeous place, isn't it?
Yes, it really is, yeah. And it was a wonderful place. A lot of great things happened there, including the golf. Very first day we arrived, I got a job in the golf world there.
Wow. So that's really a huge change from football. How did that happen?
Well, I started working at a golf course when I was 12 in Omaha, Nebraska. That was my hometown. I was an irrigation engineer, which means I was night water boy. And that I did for about 2 or 3 years, and it was 50 cents an hour, but all the golf you wanted to play for free. So that was a little 9-hole golf course, and I went round and round and round and round. So really, that was my first introduction to golf. And then I played high school golf at All-State, and then I was all-conference champion in small college. And so I took my first professional job at a course you may have heard of. It's called Meadowbrook in Northville, Michigan.
No kidding. Wow.
Yes. I was assistant pro at Meadowbrook. Okay. And got to meet some of the great Michigan people, and so that was my first job in golf. It was in Michigan.
Well, that's really exciting because Meadowbrook just completely dug up everything and redid the whole thing. I don't know if you've heard about that.
I did hear that it was always, first of all, they always had great greens and everything, but I know that they changed some of the holes, and that they heard that they did a very good job.
Yeah, they did. It's still a beautiful place.
Yes.
Yeah. So you have spent so much of your time as an instructor. What drew you to teaching people how to play?
Well, first of all, when I was at Oregon, we were there 10 years. And I had a large golf school there. We went through about 13,000 people, and in over a 10-year period. But I taught lessons. We had group lessons, 9 to 10, 10 to 11, 11 to 12. Then my juniors and the other people taking private lessons. And then the evening, 6 to 7 and 7 to 8. That went on for 10 years. So
that's a long day.
We could get that many number. We had 20 at a time, though, see. So that was a great experience because all those people taught me how to teach. You know, that's where you learn. You learn from your students. And so I got a lot of experience. And then I was asked to be the education director for the Northwest section of the PGA because I'd had a master's degree and I was working on my doctorate. And so they said, well, why don't you be the director of education up here and put the programs together? So I put a program together, our biggest one of the year in Tacoma, Washington, Tacoma Golf and Country Club, which is, by the way, the oldest golf course west of the Mississippi. I think they're 1894, something like that, and they're very proud of their heritage. And matter of fact, when the first golf clubs were shipped into there, the guy didn't know what they were, and the customs agent, he called them agricultural implements. And I think that's still how people use them.
Yeah, you still dig up a little grass, right?
Right. So we had that seminar there, and I invited the president of the PGA of America nationally, who was the owner of the Atlantic City Country Club. His name was Leo Frazier. He was a very famous PGA president. To come out and see what we were doing, because I put together a very unusual kind of different program. He was sitting there and he says, "Gary, this is really terrific, you know." And the guy next to me, a very famous pro in the Northwest, said, "Yes, but look who's here. It's the same guys. The guys who are successful, but the ones who aren't don't show up. But you can't make them come." And I said, "Why not?" And at that point, the whole idea of PGA Pro certification came to be in my head, and it happened from there. And then Mr. Fraser turned to me and said, "How would you like to come to Florida and do this for the whole United States?" And so that's how we ended up in Florida.
And that's a huge change. I mean, that's not only across the country, it's down too.
And it's also worldwide, because once you're the education director of the PGA of America, then I ended up teaching golf in Japan for 17 years. I've taught in 32 countries totally. So it was it's just a lucky break, but we took advantage.
Well, the PGA paid attention. You're in the PGA Hall of Fame and the World Golf Teachers Hall of Fame, and there aren't very many people who've done that.
Well, I think they're right now living there 5 that are in both.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Wow. So congratulations. That's really cool.
Thank you very much.
Well, one of the other things we're very interested in is you collect golf memorabilia.
Yes.
Yeah.
Someone who was a great collector years ago said, "Golf incunabula, ephemera, and memorabilia." Is that what he collected? And so all of that means it means so much stuff that once every while in a while my wife said, "How much is enough?" And because I just bought the world's largest golf stamp collection. Different countries make stamps for mailing things. About 120 countries do that, and they have stamps with golf on them, and that becomes a golf stamp from a collectible. And so that was kind of a recent one. But I have about 3,000 clubs, 2,000 some balls, and
you have a big storage shed for all this, right?
Well, I have a warehouse, but I got a big display area in our home, and I've had Bill Gates and Warren Buffett in there together to look at it. Oh, wow. So it has some significance.
Well, it's amazing to think about it, and I always wonder about people who are serious collectors. Do you look all the time, or do you go to specific places like auctions and look for stuff?
My wife's over here listening to this. I don't know if I can say I look all the time or not, but sure, I look around and see, and I want to check on what's being sold and what's being bought and so on. But you're always looking for something, and that you don't have and that you can afford. And so it's a collector is a collector.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think one of the things I was interested, you collect some of the older clubs and the older balls, and you're wearing an outfit that basically says, "I'm ready to play in a tournament, an old timers tournament."
Yeah, well, I'm one of the founder members of the Golf Collectors Society. There were 25 originally. I'm number 19, and the Collectors Society then also started playing Hickory Golf, and then a group broke off. Still would collect some of them, but they made a golf players kind of golf Hickory group, and so there really are 2 groups like that now, and but it's really fun to play Hickory golf. It really is, and so I do it. In fact, I was just in Omaha recently, my hometown, and I played against the world champion, Randy Jensen, who's a cousin of mine. He's won 53 times around the world in Hickory Golf, so it is more popular than people think.
Well, I think there's a tournament in Traverse City every year. That's a Hickory Stick tournament.
Yeah, right. Well, that was Dr. Joe Gadbaugh. I think he had something to do with that, and he was a member at Meadowbrook when I was there. Recently,
Belvedere nearby in Charlevoix just hosted that tournament.
Yes, they did, and next year it'll be in Omaha, and I've been given a spot to play in and to give the dinner talk. So,
Oh, boy.
Yeah, so
Hometown.
Yeah, it's at Omaha Happy Hollow Golf Club, very nice place, and Nebraska is a hot hickory state, so I'm looking forward to it.
We know it's an interesting contrast to be playing hickory golf and also teaching junior golfers. So I'm always curious, what's the difference between instruction with an adult and with a junior golfer?
Well, with a junior golfer, what you have to do first is to make it fun. I have a statement I give to when I give speeches to golf professionals. I'll say, look, listen, and this is not just for juniors, for everybody. Make it fun and they will come, okay? And golf can sometimes not be fun for people if they don't.
It can be humiliating.
Yes, but that's all part of your education, you see. You need to be, and that's why I'm writing, I've got 3 books here with me that I'm working on, and one of them is called Golf Finding the Joy, which is sometimes difficult. And so this is giving you ways that you can enjoy golf more by looking at it from a little different perspective.
Well, it's so interesting to hear you talk about that, and I'm wondering how you connected with Mike Husby here at Bay Meadows.
Well, Mike, of course, as you know, was one of the great players of Michigan. I knew his name before, and I happened to come up here and find out Mike was here. I think and this was, it didn't amount to much, but it was a place you could hit some balls, and he's just turned it into an unbelievable experience. You're here right now in the middle of the day. Wait till about 5:30, 6 o'clock, and you'll see the women and the little kids, the grandkids and the all out here playing this little golf course and having a good time. Yeah.
Having a good time. That's the key, isn't it?
It sure is.
Well, you know what? It looks like you're still having a good time. Would that be true?
Good time. And see, I even wore a tie pin for today that's got a G on it, you see. And the G could stand for golf,
Yeah.
could stand for good, or could stand for goofy, but it stands for gratitude. Okay. I am so happy that I can be here and so happy that I can be involved with golf. So that's what my tie pin is for the day.
Well, Dr. Gary Wiren, it's so exciting to have a chance to meet you and talk with you and find out how much fun you're having. Thank you.